Hello friends, good morning. Welcome back once again to Easy English Explanation by Pooja Joshi. So today we are going to start with the fifth part of First Flight NCERT book of 10th standard. First Flight book, the lesson number 8, Mijbil the Otter, and this will be the fifth video related to that lesson. So let's see it in English and Hindi. You'll get word to word, line to line explanation with short videos for your convenience. So let me start reading the lesson, reading paragraph, and then we'll come back to the explanation with the word meanings. When I returned, there was an appalling spectacle. There was a complete silence from the box, but from its air holes and chinks around the lid, blood had trickled and dried. I whipped off the lock and tore open the lid, and Midge, exhausted and blood spattered, whimpered and caught at my leg. He had torn the lining of the box to shreds. When I removed the last of it so that there were no cutting edges left, it was just 10 minutes until the time of the flight, and then the airport was 5 miles distant. I put the miserable Midge back into the box, holding down the lid with my hand. So before that we saw what had happened. The airlines, British Airlines was not flying animals to London, so he had to book a flight to Paris and then to London with the help of another airlines through another airline. Then he just put Midge in a box which was asked by the airport officials and authorities, and he then went for the meal. But when he came back, what happened? When he had his food and he came back, then he saw an appalling spectacle. Appalling means very bad or awful, which gives us a shock, bad scene, which is not good to look at. Then chinks. Chinks means small holes or small spaces in any box where the light can pass inside. Light can pass inside that box. These are called the chinks. Small, very small spaces in the box. Then whipped. Whipped means beaten with the help of anything. Like whip. To whip means to beat. Whipped means to beat badly, like maybe with the help of some hunter or any other thing. Exhausted, tired, extremely tired. Spattered, whimpered. Whimpered means to make little cries when one is very sick and tired of crying or due to pain or something. Little cries, whimpering because of pain. Shreds means pieces. Don't worry, I'll show you all the word meanings. Okay, let's see here the word meanings first, then we'll go for the explanation. Appalling. Appalling means causing shock or horrific. It's very bad to look at. Chink. Chink means a narrow opening, one that admits the light. For getting light inside. Chink, like this, a box with a small openings, or here there some of the area which allows the light to enter into the box. Then chitter, we know already. The spatter. Spatter means covered with drops or spots of something. Passing vehicle spattered his shoes and trousers with mud. Cover something with the small drops and spots. Whimper. Whimper means जैसे कि कोई दर्द के मारे कराहता है धीरे धीरे, जैसे पहले बहुत कराह चुका और उससे थक गया है, कराहने से दर्द और चोट के वजह से कराहना. मेक अ सीरीज ऑफ लो फीबल साउंड्स which express pain or unhappiness. Whipped. Whipped means having been beaten, or whipping we also use for the cream or buttermilk or like that. To whip means to beat. जिसे फेंटने के लिए भी कहा जाता है, क्रीम अंडे वगैरह को, दूध छाछ, और मारने के लिए भी अच्छे से कहा जाता है, एकदम हार्श. Okay, then trickle. Trickle means to flow in a small stream. छोटी सी धार बहना, कोई भी लिक्विड की छोटी सी धार बहना. A solitary tear trickled down her cheek. Distant means दूर. चलिए देखते हैं हम मीनिंग, पैराग्राफ का मीनिंग समझ लेते हैं. आइए. Yes. When the writer came back from the lunch or whatever, from his meal, then he saw a very bad sight, a shocking scene. Spectacle means कोई scene हो. Okay, scene. वहाँ क्या सीन था? देयर वॉज कंप्लीट साइलेंस फ्रॉम द बॉक्स. बॉक्स में तो कंप्लीट साइलेंस था, एकदम शांति थी. पर फ्रॉम इट्स एयर होल्स और चिंक्स, जो बॉक्स में छोटे से कोई छेद है या हवा लाइट आने के जाने के लिए चिंक्स हैं, छोटे छोटे छेद हैं, उनमें से खून टपक रहा था. खून की एक पतली सी धार बहकर सूख चुकी थी. खून निकला होगा वहाँ पे पहले शायद. तो फटाफट राइटर को कोई अंदाज़ा लगाया उसने और फटाफट लॉक तोड़ दिया. उसने जल्दी से लॉक तोड़ के ढक्कन भी तोड़ दिया, ढक्कन फाड़ी दिया. और मिज एकदम अंदर बहुत ही थका हारा, काफ़ी थक कर बैठा हुआ था और ब्लड स्पैटर्ड था. हर जगह उसके खून की बूंदें लगी हुई थी. उसको खून की बूंदों ने कवर किया हुआ था और वो विम्पर कर रहा था. विम्पर मीन्स कि वह धीरे धीरे कराह रहा था पेन और इंजरीज़ की वजह से. हो सकता है कि उसने जब बॉक्स से बाहर निकलने के लिए काफ़ी ट्राई किया होगा, जब राइटर वहाँ पे नहीं था 1 घंटे के लिए, और तब उसने अच्छे से ट्राई किया होगा और वो नहीं निकल पाया होगा, जिसकी वजह से उसे चोट लगी होगी. तो राइटर ने फटाफट लास्ट लाइनिंग, कोई भी टेढ़े मेढ़ा कॉर्नर हो, कुछ चोटें लगे, ऐसा एजिस हो, कोई शार्प कॉर्नर से, उन सबको जल्दी जल्दी से हटाया. जिसके बाद उन्हें एयरपोर्ट पहुंचने में सिर्फ 10 मिनट का टाइम मिला और उन्होंने जल्दी से वापस मिज को अंदर उस बॉक्स में रख दिया. और वो ढक्कन अब बंद नहीं हो पा रहा था ठीक से, जैसा कि वो पहले फिट था, पर अब ये हो नहीं पा रहा था. तो उन्होंने ऊपर से ढक्कन को हाथ से पकड़ लिया और वो एयरपोर्ट की तरफ गए, क्योंकि एयरपोर्ट वहाँ से 5 मील की दूरी पर था. I would like to explain you one more time in English. So when writer returned after having food, after taking the meal, he saw a very bad spectacle, a very dismaying sight. He saw that inside the box there was complete silence, but the small holes were there and blood was trickling and the blood had dried out. It was the blood of none other than Midge, who may have got hurt while trying to come out. Midge may have tried to come out of the box, and in that procedure or in that effort, he was not able to come out, but he had injured himself to that extent that he was covered with blood. He was blood spattered, means he was covered with blood everywhere, and he was whimpering at that time. He was making low, very weak, feeble sounds because of the pain, and he had torn the lining into shreds, lining of the box into pieces. He had torn the lining, the cover or whatever outside. He had torn it into pieces, but he himself was also bleeding. He had got lots of blood. So writer fastly made the box okay. He just repaired the box by taking out the extra hard edges, which will not hurt Midge again, and he left for the airport by putting Midge back into the box, because airport was 5 miles distant from that place. So he had to hurry, otherwise he would miss the flight. So he just put Midge into the box, back into the box, and he hold the lid with his hands. So let's see ahead. I sat in the back of the car with the box beside me as the driver tore through the streets of Basra like a ricocheting bullet. The aircraft was waiting to take off. I was rushed through to it by infuriated officials. Luckily, the seat booked for me was at the extreme front. I covered the floor around my feet with newspapers, rang for the air hostess, and gave her a parcel of fish for Midge to keep in a cool place. I took her into my confidence about the events of the last half hour. I have retained the most profound admiration for that air hostess. She was the very queen of her kind. She suggested that I might prefer to have my pet on my knee, and I could have kissed her hand in the depth of my gratitude. But not knowing Otters, I was quite unprepared for what followed. Let's see the word meanings. रिकोचेटिंग मोस्टली बुलेट के लिए यूज़ होता है. ऐसी बुलेट जो फटाफट सरफेस से टकरा के, उसकी गोली टकरा के उतनी ही स्पीडीली वापस आ जाए. रिकोचेटिंग बुलेट जो टकरा के सीधी वापस आ जाए फटाफट. एंड स्टिल सम मोर वर्ड मीनिंग्स. इन्फ्यूरिएटेड मीन्स इट इज़ रिटन एंग्री, वेरी एंग्री. देन आफ्टर this both, next word, okay, profound, very very deep. I'll also show you the word meanings as usual. Deep. Admiration means the like fondness. Then gratitude means thankful. Let me show you these word meanings. Took her into my confidence means shared with her his experiences related to the Mijbil. Let me show you the word meanings for these words. Ricocheting means here related to bullet. Ricocheting. A bullet ricocheted off a nearby wall. Rebound of a surface. A bullet which changes the direction after hitting the surface. Retain means continue to have something, continue to keep the possession of something. अपने पास रखे रहने देना. Profound means बहुत ज़्यादा. Intense, deep, very deep. Okay, let's see the explanation as well. Yes, राइटर जब प्लेन में गए तब एयरपोर्ट ऑफिशियल्स उनसे बहुत नाराज़ थे, जबकि ड्राइवर बहुत ही जल्दी से, जैसे कि रिकोचेटिंग बुलेट जाती है वैसे उसने गाड़ी चलाई थी. फटाफट वो एक गली से दूसरी गली में बुलेट की तरह टर्न ले रहे थे. राइटर फटाफट टर्न कर रहे थे एक गली से दूसरी गली में, जैसे कि रिकोचेटिंग बुलेट एकदम टर्न होके वापस चली जाती है. उसी तरह वो टैक्सी का ड्राइवर बहुत जल्दी से गाड़ी चला के उसने उन्हें एयरपोर्ट पहुंचा दिया, और एयरपोर्ट के ऑफिशियल्स उनकी वेट ही कर रहे थे, और वह बहुत गुस्से में लग रहे थे, ज़्यादा गुस्से में थे, क्योंकि उनकी वजह से शायद प्लेन लेट हो रहा था या हो सकता था. उनके अच्छे नसीब से उनकी जो स्वीट बुक हुई थी वह एकदम आगे थी, फ्रंट में थी, तो मिज को लेके उन्हें ज़्यादा फ़्लाइट में अंदर तक जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी, और उन्होंने फ्लोर न्यूज़पेपर से कवर कर दिया. उसके बाद उन्होंने एयर होस्टेस को बुलाया और उसे एक फ़िश का पार्सल देते हुए, जो कि वह मिज के लिए पार्सल लाए थे, उन्होंने एयर होस्टेस से कहा कि वह खाने के पार्सल को, मिज के खाने को वह एक ठंडी जगह में या फ्रिज में रख दे ताकि वह फ्रेश रहे, सेफ रहे. और उन्होंने एयर होस्टेस को अपने थोड़ी एक्सपीरियंस मिज के साथ और अपनी सीक्रेट स्टोरी शेयर की, और उन्हें बहुत ही अच्छा रिस्पांस मिला. एयर होस्टेस क्वीन ऑफ हर काइंड थी. क्वीन ऑफ हर काइंड मीन्स बहुत ही अपने प्रोफेशन से बहुत लॉयल थी और उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम करती थी एयर होस्टेस का. और राइटर को अभी तक उन्होंने रखा हुआ है, जो उन्हें एयर होस्टेस के लिए बहुत ही डीप एडमिरेशन था, जो उनको एयर होस्टेस का डीपली वो एडमायर कर रहे थे. उन्हें एयर होस्टेस का काम बहुत ही पसंद आया था कि वो अपने प्रोफेशन से बहुत लॉयल थी. शी सजेस्टेड, उन्हें एयर होस्टेस ने कहा कि वह अपने पेट को अपने नी के पास या नी के ऊपर रख सकते हैं। तो उन्हें बहुत ही अच्छा लगा कि एयर होस्टेस ने उन्हें इतना सपोर्ट किया। तो एयर होस्टेस का वो हाथ को चूम भी सकते थे, हाथ को किस कर सकते थे, अपना थैंकफुलनेस दिखाने के लिए कि वह एयर होस्टेस के बहुत आभारी हैं जिन्होंने उन्हें समझा है। पर अभी उन्हें ये नहीं पता था कि आगे क्या होने वाला था, क्योंकि वो इतना ज़्यादा अभी ऑटर्स का उनके साथ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था, अभी वो ऑटर को इतना जानते नहीं थे। लेट्स सी इन इंग्लिश द सेम पैराग्राफ हियर। Writer, he went and sat in the car which was hired to be taken to the airport. Driver was also told, so driver just rushed through the streets of Basra very fastly, like a ricocheting bullet, turning at the turns very fastly and again moving. So he made author or writer reach the airport as fast as possible, but still the airport officials were very angry. They were infuriated, as I told you, angry, because writer came very late. Because of him the flight may have been late, or the chances were there at least. So then writer says that he was lucky that the seats booked for him was at the extreme front. It was the first seat maybe, so there was no need for him to move with Midge inside the in the interior part of the plane, and he covered the floor with the newspaper so that box and Midge is safe and they do not make the ground or the floor of the plane dirty maybe. So he just gave a call, rang to air hostess and asked her to keep a parcel, Midge's food parcel, in the cool place or in fridge. The parcel consisted of fish. Fish was brought for Midge as his food. Then he took the air hostess into her confidence. Into his confidence means he shared everything. He shared experiences about Midge, the otter, so that she can help. And air hostess was equally good. She helped writer a lot, and writer still has deep admiration, deep likeness and fondness for that air hostess, and he could have kissed her hand to tell her thank you because she had helped him a lot. But now still the writer did not know that what will happen next, because he was unprepared and he did not have any idea about the otter. So let's end here and see you in the next video as soon as possible. Bye for the time being. Do not forget to catch up. To see you soon.